We might be late joiners for this one, but we are joining nonetheless. 1-0 is the current score in this. And what we're looking at is the other semifinals from Wrath of the Gods, the second qualifier. $1,000 are on the line, but $15,000 for the total event, thanks to a massive contribution from Microsoft. In the blue color, this is Magic playing as Zeus.
And who do we have over in the red? We have the challenger currently up 1-0. Kimo in the red. Kimo going with Odin. I find this fairly peculiar, Naka, for a couple of reasons. I haven't really seen or known Kimo to be much of a Norse player, but I also have not really watched many of his games on Retold in general. So that's one. But two, on Kerlauger, we saw a whole lot of Kerlauger choice games played in the Genesis tournament. Also, the Red Bull, it was fairly popular in Red Bull as well. And I think I only saw Norse maybe once. It seems like Greek definitely favored, little bit of Egyptian, but not really, and some Atlantean as well. So the Odin pick is really peculiar here for me. What do you think?
I've never seen it on Kerlauger, to be completely honest with you. Early on, I guess there was this whole case of trying to go for Ragnarok and having stuff like mountain giants available to the extra food, and when the walking woods were a little better. Yes, the early days we've seen some Odin, but I think Odin kind of fell off. And by the way, I just want to check with you, have you also fast forwarded all the way to 4 minutes 20 something?
Not quite 4 minutes 20. My fast forward slowed down, but I'm getting there. So
okay,
I'll get there. I'm still fasting.
At some point it will stop, and that's where we're synced, so it's fine. Okay, cool.
So yeah, you're up at the live game then?
Yes.
Okay.
Just now. And they're advancing. We've got Freya versus Athena. But yeah, going back, Odin, I think he kind of fell off the face of the earth recently. He's still really good when it comes to like hunting, right? But a water map, I'm not entirely sure I see the point. You do get your Kraken, but it straight up loses to the Scylla. So what is really the thing that you get out of Odin here? You got the regenerating units, and you can do a little bit of raiding, as people will be gathering from all these fishing spots. Maybe your raiding cavalry can just go after the fishing ships. The water here is something you can walk on, and I think that can do quite a bit of work, considering that the docks won't be shooting at your land units.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a play.
Potentially, yes. I suppose, honestly, over on Magic's side, Magic's going for double, as Zeus, surprise, surprise, is going for double military academy. So he probably has the similar thing in mind, not necessarily going for fishing ships, but using his hoplites to go for docks. And just if you kill the docks, then you can afterward kill the fishing ships. What was that? That
was a bolt on the Valkyrie, but he's already here to bully the dock. He's already dealt like 400 damage to this one. He's got the Trireme around to try and help as well. And guess what? The Minotaur is actually sick against the longboat, so that's not really a consideration you always make, but here it is. This is how you will take this place down.
I like this aggression, man, from Zeus. I think it's a strong play. It's super viable, and it's such a strong play. I've seen it against Atlantean, and the Atlantean players usually go for Mass Terma. Ultimately, they typically lose the water anyway, so let's see how well that Kimo can actually try and keep this bottom side of water alive.
Well, his army is starting to look a little bit more competent now when it comes to taking on the Greek one. There are not too many ships, so that is something to watch out for. But as long as the ship is the one tanking and the throwing axeman can do the bonus damage to infantry, I think this is going to work out just fine. The ships are not terribly great at hitting the land units either. Restoration comes in. It's very early to restore this army, I think. And we've got a forest fire.
Okay. I'm not a big fan of the forest fire uses like that, but hey, if Magic is distracted, by all means, he can maybe jump in there. Speaking of jumping in there, Herster trying to jump in on the triremes. I agree, that was a really early restoration, but sometimes you want to just use it to keep your Minotaur, your calf Minotaur alive, right?
3.5 minutes. Dragon ship's out. That should take care of the triremes, but the hoplite has something to say about that. You thought these land units were good against the longship? Well, guess what's gonna happen to the dragon ship? It's got no hack armor. All these units deal hack damage. But then you've got the case of the throwing axe and once again getting on top of the hoplites. But now they're attacking the Minotaur. Some of them were attacking the triremes, and the triremes just acting as archers here, taking out all these fragile units, even though not all arrows are hitting. It's brutal.
Very, man. Like Kimo, sure, Kimo still has one dock left over on that bottom side, but it looks like Magic is super close to actually cleaning up. Actually, maybe not, man. I don't know. Kimo's holding on here. He's doing a decent job. He needs to get out maybe 1 or 2 more ships to try and survive here and force Magic to continue investing resources into this bottom side, but never mind. That dock's going down super fast.
All these fishing ships are now useless. There's nowhere for them to run, and the hoplites will be picking them off easy peasy.
Lemon squeezy, baby.
Oh my god, it's not over. Dionysus is coming up. Magic is looking to put on even more pressure. He's added in archery ranges now on the land, and you know, as soon as he reaches the heroic age, oh my god, I'm getting another fast forward here. What's going on?
I think you might have... Did you forget to... I'm fast forwarding as well. I'm almost at 10 minutes.
Right, so let's normal play at 10 minutes, okay?
Okay, 51, 52. Real quick, while we're figuring out the time situation, I do want to say one thing. Typically, gold is super sketchy on Kerlauger because it's either on the very exterior or it's in the center of the map. But this is a unique spawn. Look in the back of Kimo's base. He's got a crazy sick gold mine back there. Very, very defensible. So, by all means, you know, Dionysus is strong, but at the same time, for Magic to actually finish this game, it's gonna take some work. It's definitely gonna take some work.
Yeah, that's for sure. Not gonna be easiest, especially once Frost Giants freeze everything. You can use Frost Giants to deal with the Scylla also. That's a consideration. But these hoplites are gonna be... How far
ahead of you are you, man?
Oh, I'm at almost 11 minutes now.
Okay. Keep fast forwarding. Keep fast forwarding. This is getting a little bit awkward, man. Can I just real quick, Naka? Do you just want to split out onto one stream, or I guess combine onto one stream so we don't have this awkwardness?
No.
Okay, that's fine.
No, I think everybody should be getting something out of this. We've got a Kraken. I'm at 11:30 now, and I'm normal playing.
Keep going, man. Keep going.
Fast forward.
Frost.
Where do I go?
Just do your thing.
It's over anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why you're telling me. I see.
Yeah.
And then that's why it's going fast forward. Oh my god, this cow, man.
Yeah, it's literally over. Is the point?
I see. See, when it started fast forwarding for me, I just let it play normally, and now we're talking about time and fast forwarding instead of the game. Great.
Yeah. Well, okay, so by all means, a little bit of awkwardness, but we're figuring it out, everybody. You know, despite that, I think that Magic did a great job. This was essentially, this is exactly what he wanted to do. He cleaned up. Honestly, I think Kimo did a good job delaying the loss of the bottom side of water. He forced Magic to invest quite a lot and a restoration in order to kick him off of water on the bottom side. So I think that was decent by Kimo. Where I think Kimo misplayed is sending his army so far out into the middle of the map over the last, 2-3 minutes. Why? You know, what is he trying to accomplish? Dionysus came in. As soon as he saw Dionysus come in, like he was chasing a whole bunch of hoplites with throwing axemen. I don't know. I think it was awkward. I think the play rather
It is
is
awkward.
to,
And as soon as you
chill a little
have
bit.
bronze on your boys, those
Yeah.
hoplites are gonna beat the throwing axemen. It's crazy, but it's true.
Exactly. So no point to send him out there. Just sit on your gold mine, secure what you need to. Maybe think about a town center. Just get heroic yourself.
Yeah, Magic a little bit too strong in this one, and kind of shows the struggles of Odin. You just don't have the initiative. Bolt takes care of your first myth unit. Really can't win that first fight very easily. You need a lot more units. And where are those units going to come from? It's just hard to make it work.
Sure. Well played, Magic. Ties it up 1-1. Nice.
Welcome to Midgard for our third game in this series. Again, we didn't cover the first one because we did another series at the time. But Magic here just equalized this. He's going to be playing Freyr here. Very interesting. I can't wait to see what he does.
I don't know what he's gonna do. I don't know the thought, but hey, man, he's the GOAT, not me, right? Over on the red-hand side, we have Kimo playing Isis, a lot more of an obvious pick there. I think we know it's pretty. We might be a little confused with the Freyr pick here, but Isis at this point in time definitely a lot more straightforward. We've seen her get chosen plenty. I don't knowing Kimo's style. Is he gonna go? Well, actually, have you seen real quick? It's been a long time since I've casted Kimo games. Actually, Naka. What is your? I think you have casted definitely more than I have. I'm surprised by, he's picking a lot more Norse. He just seems to be a little bit of a different player. He was kind of like Magic as well, in my opinion. He was a little bit of it took him time to adapt to Retold. But has he changed as a player? Is he still kind of the boomy whatever, or I don't know, is it like, what can we expect from Kimo with Isis on Midgard? I guess that's the point.
He doesn't always boom. And certainly on Midgard, one of the stronger plays is to just go straight up fast heroic, secure your front gold mine, get your Isis business going for Ancestor's Eclipse, either on the main base or just as part of a push. Get your Migdol to secure the gold mine, get your Migdol units. That's still very valid in Retold, I would say, against Freyr as well, who will be slower, gearing up for that heroic age combat, because you're getting all these early technologies. Sure, they're cheap, but for them to fully pay off with their longer research time as well, it just takes some time, right? And Isis, well, you got a lot of momentum, you got a god power that is very economic with prosperity there. Able to get you a lot of priests, so any myth unit plays from Freyr just not going to be a factor. One thing in favor of Freyr, however, is you can get your fortress done early on, the Asgardian Bastion, and get out a bunch of Huskarl. So maybe that is one of his considerations here for Magic, that he will shut down any chariot play with that. But we'll see.
I'm not a believer.
In Huskarl?
Yeah, I used to be a believer, but I'm not a believer. I think especially considering that Egyptian axemen are so deadly against infantry, I think that with one single, if you're gonna go for Huskarls in Retold, because honestly, chariots do a pretty decent, like archers do a pretty decent job against them. Archers are so darn strong in Retold. And so I think that if you're going to go for Huskarls, you need at least 2 kill forts for production. You need the mass, because if you just trickle them in, if you have a handful, they can easily get countered by axemen. Axemen are so crazy strong against them.
Yeah,
so
I completely agree with that.
I don't know about that.
So, okay, what we could be seeing from Kimo is an alternative where you go for heavy barracks play, and you get a bunch of Sphinxes out as well, get an early Eclipse, try to win the early fights, and just deny the second gold mine to the Freyr. That could be a thing. But, if there's enough pre-existing Huskarl and there's no Axeman from Kimo, if he tries to go his classic just Migdol style, then those chariots will need some overtime with the kiting. Granted, they do get their bonus damage against Huskar as well. So they're not immune to that. And they didn't get any buff in the Pierce armor department either. So that's very true that chariots actually do well against them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, fair enough, and that's what you just said about the potential for him to go for some barracks units early on. That's what I was saying. Like, do I expect him to just go straight fast heroic with a fish boom behind it? I mean, yes, maybe, but at the same time, we've seen plenty of barracks play by Egyptian in general in Retold. And so, considering kind of the slower burn of Freyr, what is Freyr going to do early on to actually to take it to try and actually, can I tell you something, Naka? Look at the gold situation for Magic. Okay, fine. He has his starting gold mine, whatever. That's probably going to be fine. But look after that. His next gold mine out in front, that's literally his only option. Is right in the front of the base.
That's the only reasonable one. Everything else is just high risk.
Yes. So, I mean, he can maybe drop his hill fort and secure it, but still, against the Ancestors' potential, or even barracks units, honestly, from ISIS, I don't know, man. I think that's super, super sketchy. It's going to be tough.
But man, Kimo is going naked. This is just heroic by itself. Nothing else. So I think if Magic sets himself up with a bunch of Hearse here, that will protect him against the early Ancestors Eclipse in his main base. He won't have to hide all the villagers forever, as these guys will be able to take it all down. Then he is getting his Asgardian Hill Fort that will protect his gold mine. The reasonable gold mine, of course. And then, yeah, for Kimo, it's really all about that heroic age. He's letting his ships do the work. For food, there were 14 fishing ships on both sides as last I checked. It should be pretty much the same now.
Well, I want to know a couple of things. Well, actually, I'm going to go to Magic's point of view with the Fog of War. He doesn't, which is not surprising. He doesn't see anything on Kimo's side of the map, aside from that couple of gold mines in the town center, a little bit north of the center. So he doesn't know what Kimo's going for right now. He can strategically assume or predict that it's going to be a straight fast heroic, especially since there's no ships on his fish right now. But still, I don't know, he's going to have to prepare a lot. He can assume that Nephthys is coming in. He's going to see it here in just a couple of seconds. Nice little priest pick right there.
Whoa.
Hopefully we're at the same time, Naka.
Sir, this is pure Great Halls. 5 of them.
Wow. Whoa.
Yeah, and behind this Aegir is getting clicked up. Is this about just getting more hero sets as well? Must be. Well, it would be Goldie later, but for now it's just Hershey's getting unlocked. We also got the Hostgarl getting trained. And all the armory ups are getting queued up. Kimo has made an extra Leviathan, by the way, on the far side. So he's going to attack with 2 Leviathans on sea. That reduces the land potential. But hey, he's going to eclipse them, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Personally, I'm surprised. Actually, we were going with Great Halls. Now we got the Longhouse spam going forward. I'm surprised he's going with the Huskarls. Personally, I know right now it just looks like he's going for mass military, just basically a little bit of everything. Okay, sure, but still, I'm a little bit surprised about the Huskarls. Let's see if they actually do anything, dude. Naka?
I'm here, I'm watching. Not much is happening at the moment. We've got... oh, that's a great use of the Tempest right there in the middle of the army. The villagers are also getting kind of blasted by this thing. Long term, some of them might die. And, these are going to be upgraded units shortly. We've already got medium cavalry. We've not yet got medium infantry. But everything of Kimo's is frozen, man. What does he do?
That's a good question. There's just one ancestor left over. I think that's it. He's got 25 military population, man, and part of that is in Leviathans. Okay, I kind of thought this game would go the exact opposite, and Magic would be the one in a sketchy position. He got destroyed indeed. Are you kidding me?
One thing that's going in Kimo's favor is what the Leviathan is doing on the sea. I still haven't seen where the Kraken is. Okay, I guess he found it. One of the Leviathans was idle this whole time. Kimo forgot it in the heat of the battle. It will be beating the Kraken just about, I think, while the Eclipse is on. But after that, it will start to lose. So something to watch out for. For Magic, it's all about those rock giants. And he's getting a Kraken as well to go to Kimo's side and to ask him what's Kraken.
Where is the rock giant, by the way? He's just barely coming in.
Finding villagers. It's tanking the kitchen knives. It's OP.
I guess. Yeah, everybody's concerned about how to counter rock giants. They're a pretty strong myth unit. Have you considered butter knives against rocks?
Try priests. They do divine damage, and these guys don't have a lot of health, so that's the idea. But Kimo doesn't have gold, so he can't afford ideas.
You want to know, dude, he doesn't have gold. Dude, check out his villager numbers. 16 villagers. Sure, he's got tons of fishing ships, but that
disaster.
Yeah, dude, 37 to 17 villagers. Are you kidding me? Sure, the game ain't over, but he's hanging on here. He still has this Migdal up and everything, but for how long? That's the big question. For how long? That is such a huge eco discrepancy.
Yeah, sir, for Magic, it's really just a matter of getting the line upgrades for his units and continuing the pump, because his economy has been happily working in the background, right? And now he's got the Krakens and the Draki going across the map to bully the fishing ships of Kimo a little bit. So even that advantage is going to be disappearing, and then Kimo really has nothing significant behind this. So he needs to pull a rabbit out of a hat at this point.
Or a villager, or a town center, or something like that, man. That is, dude, 18, oh my. How has he lost so many villagers? I guess that's partially why he's alive, right? Because he was was out-popped militarily by Kimo, so I guess losing villagers and sacrificing, the military, attacking the villagers instead of his own army, I guess that kept him alive technically, but for how long, that's a big question. At what cost?
Shaftmine and Bosa are already in for Magic, so he's really not messing around. He's getting a second town center. If you're ahead, get more ahead, he says. The raiding cav do remain medium for the moment, but heavy cavalry is about to finish. Bronze shields are coming in, so these chariots soon aren't gonna really do much more than tickle them. Krakens are still going.
Camels are going too. Knock a pretty big raid down on the left side on those vills. Nice. He's going to need about 10 more of those in order to equalize the vill numbers.
I think Magic's thinking about sieging. He's getting the 9 waves upgrade. That will make his siege weapons better. It's kind of like the Balder Ram upgrade, but early. And it affects Ballista. So that's pretty good. Bunch of herdmen are getting added. They can chill by the villagers and just protect them. Or maybe just takes them into the fight.
I'm a little bit surprised that he would go for Siege, because he upgraded the Rock Giants to Bear Greasy. So Bear Grylls is, honestly, at this point in the game, I think the Bear Grylls is better against buildings compared to the portable rams.
Are you calling them Bear Grylls? Yeah. I love it. Thank you.
You have your own puns, I have mine, I have mine. Anyway, seriously, like they're just, the Bear Greasy are so much tankier, they're complicated to counter, whereas portable rams, they're basically throwaway units at this point in the game. Maybe he can get away with making a couple to try and pick off the Migdal, but I think more effectively would probably be Bear Greasy.
Oh, look at that positioning on the herdmen. They're perfectly encountering The camels, who are, by the way, unupgraded, they have absolutely no chance in this one. What camels? They're gone.
What camels? Honestly, Kimo's macro right there, he just played right into Magic's hand. Chariots were fighting the raiding cavalry, herdmen were fighting the camels, or camels fighting the herdmen, whatever. Dude, Magic's army is smoking. Kimo, look at the stats, bro. Oh, and
what's Kimo?
Hope. What stats? What Kimo? Wow. We were asking what's the thought behind Freyr? I guess that's the thought behind Freyr, man. I guess Tempest is the thought behind Freyr. That was a pretty decent counter to the Ancestors Eclipse. Was that really nice Tempest timing? That was great.
It was absolutely insane. The villagers all got frozen. They couldn't run away after that, obviously. And this is not like Frost's freeze. Like, these villagers, if you hit them, they feel the whole weight off the attack. No super armor gets applied to them, so they just disappear after that. And with that economic advantage, Magic was able to gather a little bit more than extra 7,000 resources compared to Kimo. That's a massive discrepancy, and he sure put it to work.
Wow, dude, but like that's the final result, 7,000. But like, Kimo had a good a good fish boom, man. But still, just look at the whole time. He's at like, even back around 6 minutes, at 6 minutes, he's 1,000 resources ahead. Like 20% more resources, literally.
Yeah.
At 6 minutes into the game. That's so bonkers, man.
It must have to do with some of those early upgrades that Freyr gets. Sure, the first few minutes, it takes time to pay off, but you know, Egypt is all about that prosperity, trying to change the situation and catching up there. Didn't really happen. Magic also went for plenty of fishing ships. Never really felt behind, even for a moment.
Wow. I mean, I said it once, I'll say it again. I thought the exact opposite would happen in this game. Magic's forward gold mine was completely fine, and it's actually Magic who was putting the pressure on Kimo's forward gold mine once we got into the heroic age. So it is the exact opposite of really what I predicted.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the lagoon. It's blue, but so is the guy over here playing set. This is I Am Magic, currently up 2-1, just needs one more, and he's in the finals.
Indeed, Kimo's trying to make the comeback, man. He took the last game. He's up, or no, Magic got last game, but he is up on the board, 1-0. He's in the red, playing Kronos. Kimo with Kronos here. Okay. Naka, we were, first things first, we're I think predicting the kind of a similar situation as as Soup going with Kronos on Elysium. So you tell me, either of these second town centers for Kimo, is that 2TC territory?
Look at the gold mines. I think that's the important part. If you want to go for the 2TCs, you're gonna want a gold mine that you can secure, and it's absolutely not a given in this case. So Kimo would have to sneak villagers. Magic can gold control. So if you get some good scouting information around this map with set, you absolutely can do that. That's not a problem. You should know that this is the kind of place where you go for the gold control. And if Kimo gets a second TC, it's easier.
If Kimo gets a second TC, oh, you're saying it's easier
for Magic
to gold.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, indeed, man. But I mean, aside from, well, but both, I think both food and gold are both potential problems. Like if you go for a second town center, you know, the back TC for Kimo, still the patch of gazelles right next to it is way far forward and easily harassable. You know, if Magic decides to go for it. So I don't think that I'm not super confident in the 2TC play here. He's already time shifting his temple.
Yeah, the initial pressure from the Prometheus advance with this forward gold mine, you can knock down the tower while it's not a watchtower yet. You can think about busting through the wall or just diving deep into the villager group as well. That could be an option, but you will be taking some retaliation fire. We'll see what exactly the choice is gonna be. And meanwhile, just looking at the manner, Kimo is not shifting them. He doesn't have eyes on his own TC. So he's probably not thinking about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I suppose we could easily go into some Terma play. I think that's a little bit of Terma play, a little bit of map control, a little bit of mobility. I think that there's opportunity there potentially as well. I don't know if we're going to see a full commitment into classical, but hey man, you never know. For Kimo, I mean. For Kimo, the promo side.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't have to full commit, just enough to keep Magic at bay, and then go for a heroic cage and explode outwards as he secures that second gold mine as well. So I think that should be the overall direction. But here come the Prometheans, and let's see what he's gonna try to bully. Magic's advance is very early. He's got just enough up front here to take care of everything. The Pharaoh has an absolute machine gun on his side, and even a Rhino is coming home to either help or be eaten. One of those things. To be eaten then.
Any to be eaten it is. Poor guy. Anyway, speaking of being eaten.
Oh my
honestly,
god.
I think
we've seen this before.
We have seen this before. Shifting sands, but there's nothing there to defend, and there's a Rhino that time. Like I mentioned, this map does have... There's actually 2 Rhinos there, Naka.
That's better than one Rhino. Is that TC
gonna finish?
But the TC is gonna finish, yes. There's no way to stop this. I think Magic doesn't want to donate the Rhinos, so better leave now. Harass the gold miner a little bit, and just try to not get overwhelmed by any units that may come out soon. Which at the moment there's now no production structure. Kimo has upgraded the watchtower, which is also expensive.
Yeah. Wow. Are you at all surprised that he didn't just try and block the town center straight up? He had 2 Rhinos there.
He had 2 Rhinos, but the attacks on citizen heroes are not that effective, I guess. So he wasn't really in a rush with that. Good job by Kimo, by the way, sniping one of the Rhinos and eating it immediately. And now what?
I know, that's what I'm thinking. I'm not sure what. I guess depending on, maybe there's still some potential for some harassment here, but the problem is that the heroized citizen. I mean, it's okay. I'm gonna go on mute for a few minutes. I'm not sorry.
Yep. Well, this villager could get poisoned again and again and again. So one play that's available to Magic is to move out a little bit and keep healing these animals up, come back in, poke with the Vadget in particular to get these villagers poisoned and eventually killed. There's also second Vadget coming up with a ton of spearmen. So the triple barracks play is in effect, ladies and gentlemen, and Kimo might not be able to hold on to the gold mines with Magic's aggression being as strong as it is. Might lose that Rhino if he's not careful, so a little bit of burst healing from the heroes. You can heal with multiple healers at the same time for more speed. I think that would be a good idea right now. A time shift of a watchtower is coming in. That's not cheap, by the way. So watchtowers are not one of those free buildings that you can time shift. And this one does get taken down, so Kimo has paid the price and lost it. But now he's also losing his the animals are getting killed, but so are some of these citizens. The counter barracks has not been built, and another Rhino is being brought to the base of Kimo. So for Magic, this better be worth it, because meanwhile the other TC has been producing vills. Crazy stuff. We've got the military barracks also coming up, and Kimo will have finally established the kind of infrastructure that he needs to properly play this game, to make Murmillo, to make some Chiroballista. Probably not going to want to make Terma in this one, while you're dealing with all these spearmen and snacks. A little bit too good. Now the Rhino will be falling here. I don't see no healing coming through. The Promethean does get it. Eventually, Kimo will have so much food here for him.
Okay, I'm back, Naka.
Hi.
Hi, sorry about that. Well, the rhino's getting picked off. That's potentially nice for a Kimo. He can eat those bad boys, but also picking off that time-shifted tower was really nice.
Yeah, for sure. Villagers are very weak though. He doesn't want to risk them right now. And there's no healing available other than Valor. So if you already have a hero and low health, that's tough.
Ballista also going down, man. That thing is expensive. He's not on any gold right now, so that thing is expensive. Oof.
He's not able to sneak any gold. Magic is out and about, doing as much hunting as he can while he can. But if the game continues in this direction, Magic can do whatever he wants. He can take a forward gold. He can... you should probably not consider a forward TC or anything like that, but another villager kill comes through, citizen kill that is, and several are super weak. I think Magic's happy with the army he's got right now. He should probably think about heroic and saving up for it.
Ooh, okay. Well, that's the, you know, there's still 2,000 gold in that starting gold mine of Kimo, so sure, he's just barely now, you know, actually legitimately mining. I think that's maybe a good idea, man. Going into the heroic age, getting himself another god power spike, something like that. I think Magic's doing an excellent job securing almost the entire map. But at this point in time, there's a big eco numbers difference just in the pure citizen numbers. So I don't, with the market in play in the classical age, I don't know if Magic can actually go for the full classical gold star here.
Do you think he can actually just attack the base? Because he's got 80 population versus 26. I think that might be actually scary. Am I overrating his army?
I don't know, maybe I'm underrating it, man. I don't know what I'm rating.
Here comes a sandwich, maybe. Oh, no. Magic's not going for it. He is now. Wait, that Ballista is dead. That's another very expensive pickoff right there. Kimo can barely afford to keep pace.
He's got 60 eco pop though, man, and he's eating the rhino like he's okay. Even in my opinion, even if he loses that second town center, just like he's gonna lose. Actually, it's gonna suck to lose all those farms as well. But just
God,
get the citizens out of there, and he has a huge eco numbers lead. Just chill, you know, take what you got. Take what you can got.
Even the Pharaoh is here. Priests are low in numbers, so actually the Prometheans are quite valuable. But meanwhile, the snacks have been fighting against the units, and they're tearing them down pretty quick. Maybe one thing they could do is actually go for the citizen kills, but the spearmen are doing that right now. Already got 1, 2, and counting, but all the spearmen have died. Did Magic overcommit?
I mean, dude, it was 80 population to what, 30 or something like that, but now it's basically equal. Kimo has matched the military population now, and he has the eco population advantage. Watchets are going down. Dude, this is a huge blunder by Magic. I don't know if you call this a straight up throw, but he just lost so much, and he got barely any value for it.
Yeah, that was almost nothing. He didn't get to equalize the villager count. He really went into a fight where there were too many Atlantean citizens around, and they just acted as tanks. They pulled out the kitchen knives as well. Beating these early barracks units that's not that hard, you know, with the kitchen knives.
Sure. Unbelievable, man. What a swing of events here. Kimo almost getting gold starved. Now Kimo's probably the one putting on the gold starve now. Like Magic has eco spread all over the map, so it'll take time for, you know, Kimo to find everything and but still, what a swing right there. And he still has his 2 town centers compared to Magic's 1.
Exactly. Where does Magic go from here? Because right now he's sneaking a gold mine on the side. I'm not sure if Kimo's aware of that one. Let's see. In the normal view, he does not know about that gold mine.
Okay.
Oh, that's a problem. He doesn't know about 2 of them, actually. So Magic could sneak both of the little corner gold mines. But of course, he doesn't know that Kimo doesn't know.
Indeed. Actually, so I saw. Oh, we have her. By the way, where does Magic go from here? He goes to the third age from here. He just clicked up through Nephthys. Also, he's swapping over into Slingers. So interesting story here, Naka. He can research Electrum bullets since he aged up through Ta. But he's not going up through Sekhmet, so he won't get the Slings of the Sun upgrade for his Slingers. So they will be sick. They can be sick with Electrum bullets, but they don't get that full power. So I was going to say, okay, fine. He can maybe switch over into Slingers. That's an OP, just mass Slingers. It's OP, of course. But he's not going to have the full power of them eventually.
Yep, those Murmillos do remain scary. Absolutely. Kimo's doing a good job walling off the map, by the way, but the villager does get caught by some axemen. Not exactly the raiding unit you'd want, but if you're already there, you might as well finish the job.
Wow.
There's the Electrum bullets you predicted. That's going to be coming in very useful against these Cairo Ballista. Because they're a menace for these axemen.
Well, still, I mean, you mentioned the Murmillo. By all means, like Electrum bullets, it still makes things pretty strong against the Murmillo. And we just have Ancestors, Naka. If you're up at the same time as me, Ancestors coming in on this forward position. The Kairos maybe doing a decent job picking them off pretty quickly.
They're eating the slingshots, Maiden. This is very problematic. Kimo just lost so many of them. The army count is once again not in his favor, with the Murmillos now getting on top of the Axemen. That's not the best place for them to be. Sure, they kill some slingers, but they all die in the process. Ouch.
Ouch, indeed. That fight looked kind of okay, but the slingers were able to range the Kairos, man. That was pretty brutal, ultimately, for Kimo. So he had the comeback, we have the swing, we might have the re-swing here in favor of Magic.
He still got the economy. The overall population count looks okay. It's just the military that isn't. Let's see if he can pump out a bunch of cavalry, but so far it's just more Murmillo. If it was a handful of Contarius, I think it would be a very different kind of game, but now Magic's getting on top of the last remaining gold mine, and he might yet again turn this around. If he does, he goes into the finals, ladies and gentlemen. Kimo has very little places to run to. Can he actually win this next fight? I'm not sure he has enough Murmillo for this. Maybe if he had been in the heroic age for a chaos, but like this, it's not gonna be a brutal win, that's for sure.
Indeed. Look at those Terma and the Kairos melt. But at the same time, dude, Kimo's still alive here, man. Kimo is definitely still alive. He brought in the citizens from behind to help with the cleanup.
That's true.
He lost a handful there, but still, he's okay, man.
He lost most of these gold citizens, but he can just take the others to go to the gold mine. It's not the end of the world. But maybe Magic took a town center and he's an age up. He's spamming more slingers. He will need something for the Murmillo. But hey, maybe a handful Scorpion Men wouldn't be the worst idea. He does have a little favor.
Oh, yeah.
Hiding under the TC, that's the move for sure.
Man, this is a pretty epic game, man. We got swings all over the place. We're on Playground right now watching Kimo against Magic. This is great. The game moves on, though. But for how long? Look at the eco advantage. 94 eco population for Kimo. So sure, like you said, he lost those vills, but he can just do a switcherooski, swap some vills over or citizens over to that gold mine, and he's chilling. So now it's equal population, 2 TCs to 2 TCs, and we just have a big eco population or eco advantage for Kimo, and he's up through Hyperion as well, Naka.
Yeah, that's gonna come in super useful. We still not seen deconstruction, so I'm surprised a little bit Kimo hasn't stuck a unit around here to get that Migdal as soon as it comes up. Because, you know, once there's chariots, once there's... Hell, you would probably want to add in an elephant here if you're Magic, right? Just for the tanking power.
Ooh.
But it's gonna be chariots.
Like that, yeah.
Wow, did you see that bait? He just moved the melee units forward to bait the entire army right into the slingers. Meanwhile, the slingers kept shooting the whole time, and Kimo was just running around losing units. Brutal. Magic's really good at these little moves.
Absolutely. You ain't called the GOAT for no reason, that's for sure. Also, the GOAT knows about deconstruction, so he dropped another Migdal Stronghold, so good job, GOAT.
Right, Cantarius time. Now he can actually make them, unlike earlier.
Indeed. But Naka, like, there's siege coming down for Magic. He's got double Migdal forward, triple Migdal almost coming down. Also, the siege coming in. I kind of like Magic's position here. Sure, you know, he's very far behind economically, but still, his position on the map is pretty darn nice. Ooh, just kidding, Chaos.
It's a pretty good little attack from Kimo. The Cantarius are absolute Giga Chads. One of the Migdals is gone. Villagers are falling. This is exactly where Kimo wants to be. He can jump on the next Migdal up top. Magic forced into Mercs, man. That's not the dream.
Remember that one time when I said I liked his position?
You did.
So wrong, dude. Oh my god. What a push, man. I guess I forgot about Chaos. What a great push. That Chaos was pretty brutal, man. And now 3 Migdals goes down to 0 Migdals, actually. Siege Works goes down to no Siege Works.
Wow.
And the forward town center might be going down to no forward town center after all. Wow.
Yeah, he was almost maxed out on Vills. As his units sometimes die, he will be getting the remainder out. And then he can start thinking about the Mythic Age, because all his resources are just going to go directly to the bank. He's maxed out. There's nothing else to make other than a third town center. He's getting the palace all ready to secure the forward mine. He's got stone walls, so that's all nicely cleaning up the map. He's got double layers in some places, triple layers as well. Okay. Kimo's playing the old game now.
And classic Kimo, baby. Classic Kimo. Okay, well, I thought I liked Magic's position, but oh boy, Chaos can, you know, throw some chaos into my theories here. All right. I guess we're back to square one again, or it feels like square one, or I guess square two, where Magic gets a nice position, but then he just gives it away. Is he giving away his position here, Naka? Does he have life left in this game?
I'm trying to look for things to command for Magic, but he's still on medium spearmen. These are getting obliterated. He's got no money to repair the town center, and all his villagers are sitting here getting wrecked by Cantarius. But I think finally Kimo has pulled out too many units from the fight, and a little bit of a mistake. Magic is holding on to dear life for now, but oh, the fast forward, stop it.
Ignore it.
Froze for me, Maiden. It's froze.
The game froze for you?
Yeah. I think it's safe to assume 2140.
Woo! It's still going on my side. It's still going on my side.
Can I get a screen share from you?
Yes, if my PC can handle that thing.
Oh, never mind, never mind.
Hang on.
I'm pretty sure, guys.
I'll do it.
I'm pretty sure, guys, that it's Wait, no. I'll just watch your stream.
Okay, that works. Yeah, the game's probably ending. Unfortunately, we have that fun little speed up mechanic, the little bug of spectator mode. Anyways, more Cantarius just being thrown into the grinder. They are grinding and being grounded or whatever. The big thing, Naka, is that sure, Magic barely has a town center still up. He's barely hanging on here, but ultimately, all of his awesome map control is going down the drain. It's now Kimo who basically has the full map control. The only gold mine left over for Magic is just this little guy down here, and there's already destroyers hitting it. So having said that, honestly, 22 military pop compared to 98 military pop, full eco for Kimo. Sure, there's town centers for Magic, but I don't know how long this is gonna last, man.
Well, with Atlas clicks in, it's what are you gonna do about implode on top of everything? All that Kimo needs to do is bait out a big fight by a gold mine, click implode, and watch everything disappear. In particular, the villagers have no chance of surviving that. What can you do?
Honestly, Implode is just icing on the cake at this point in time. I would be surprised maybe if Atlas actually came in.
It's quite some time out, and this is a big army. You might be right that he just kills the town center there, and Magic doesn't try any further than that. There's palaces coming up all over the place, so more destroyers, and in Mythic, fire siphons if it's absolutely necessary to remove Magic's last buildings. There's just not going to be gold income for Magic, which means no units, except, well, he could make the Myth units, but they can't really.
It ain't gonna be enough, man. It ain't gonna be enough.
Not at all. He's trying to knife down the wall, but Kimo's repairing the wall faster than the knives are chipping it. Well, that's rough.
That is rough, man. Kimo walls for the win, everybody. Kimo walls for the win. Let's get an implode on these villas, eh? There we go. Man. 2-2 Naka. 2-2. Magic was looking in such a good position. Like what, 20 minutes, 15 minutes ago, he was sitting units right here. He denied the tower. There was no gold income for Kimo, but he did have food wood. I didn't see if he traded much of anything. He must have used the market at least a little bit to stay alive. But still, he hung on long enough. The gold starve didn't actually work. Magic throws it, kind of makes a comeback, throws it again, and here we are, 2-2.
Yeah, it is what it is. Done his best in this one, but I think when Magic dived that TC, that might have been just unnecessary, right? Like, we could have just seen him try to take on Kimo when he moves out to the next gold mine, or go to the initial gold mine, actually, because there were fewer villagers there. One of the problems that caused him to lose the fight was that not only that the base was shooting at him, but there were so many villagers at Kimo's second town center. They just helped protect it ultimately. Wasn't the case in the main.
Indeed. I think it was right here, 11 minutes possibly, or maybe it was this. No, I'm pretty sure it was 11 minutes when he dove the TC and just lost everything, and then Kimo was able to get his gold mining going again. And after that, there was some ups and downs, in the military, some backing and forth. But yeah, that 44 down to 14. Ouch! That's it right there. That's basically the game right there. Wow.
GG. Ace match it is.
G indeed. All 5 games, man. I'll take it.
Welcome to Goat's Lake. This is gonna be the last game of the series unless something crazy happens. In the blue color, this is Magic playing as Ra.
Hand side Naka, we have Kimo. Kimo's become a pretty dadgum decent Aranos player, going with Aranos in the red. And first things first, 1 gold mine in the base. So there is some potential denial, some potential gold action, like we were just talking about. Let's see.
That's rough.
Who's actually going to pull it off?
It's really tough gold mines, especially for Magic. He does get that 1 gold mine behind the forest, behind the TC. So maybe he takes the TC, he secures the gold mine, walls it off, and hopefully survives against the onslaught of cavalry that is bound to happen from Kimo. He's got a really easy gold mine himself up front here, but then the others do happen to be on Magic's side. It's really difficult to get up here, but with the Sky Passage, you have very little excuse not to try to steal that. If you're in Kimo's position, wouldn't you want to Sky Passage up here to the north, use this whole location for yourself, maybe even steal the hunt. and then just fortify the location. I think that might be a real serious play that Magic might not even expect. I'm excited for the possibilities.
But that would be cool, absolutely. I have yet to see really, from the top level players at least, I have yet to see really like I don't know how to describe it. I don't want to say YOLO sky passages, but like kind of more crazier, aggressive sky passages, like on your opponent's side of the map. Usually, we're gonna see it on a gold mine. We're gonna see it on a hunt patch. So you're usually using your sky passages for your economic reasons, which is it makes perfect sense. It's probably the best way to use it. But at the same time, you could use sky passages to zip your army around easily.
Sure,
And
that too.
I know there's certain players. What's his name? Jack 90. I think that's his name. Jack 90 on the ladder. One of John Arbiter's nemesis, who he has recently been smashing into the ground. Anyways, he puts sky passages all around the map. It's potentially fun to watch, but very infuriating potentially to play against at the same time. So if we see Kimo actually bust that out, that'd be hilarious and awesome.
Well, I'm here for it. Let's go.
Use what you can.
Prometheus is coming in, so it isn't gonna be the mass Murmillo play. Don't want to risk that against an Egyptian player with Ptah. But Prometheus, you can go quite economic here. You can turn your villagers into heroes with your Valor for free. Then you get Theft of Fire for some extra work rate for them. That's pretty good stuff. Also got a Relic already. Ankh of Ra for more favor. Oh god, Atlantean already gets so much.
Wow. It is just a little bit of a favor trickle. It's not the biggest, boost in the world, but you're right, they already get so much. Or have the potential to get so much, rather.
Yeah, because right now, sure, it's more for a Ra player, but as soon as these oracles actually stand still and grow to their full rate, well, that's gonna change things. We got the Osseberg Wagon out on the map as well for caravan stuff. Not gonna come into play for a very, very long time. Scales of Aquinia for cheaper myth units. And did Magic take one as well? Yep. Kefara of Apollo for villager movement speed.
While we're looking at Magic's base, by the way, boom, we got a barracks immediately thrown down. He also has that second monument up right next to his gold mine, Naka. So
oh yeah.
The whole Wadjet aggression with slingers and everything. How many does he have on wood? He's got three vills on woods. Maybe that's not a ton of slingers early on, but yeah, 3 racks getting dropped right away. So he's looking for some aggression. Like it.
This empowerment, it's affecting everything. All 3 resource types, all the buildings being made, both of the monuments getting empowered too. So pretty good building plan. But what Magic doesn't have is something that Kimo has: 19 goats. Wow.
He's 19?
He's the goat.
He's about to usurp the goat's, position. Dude, last time I checked, he had like 12 or something like that. And then I clicked away when we were looking at relics. So he must have just found the last 7 or 8 or however many over the last couple of seconds. Yeah,
yes, sir.
Dude, four goats for Magic compared to 19. Are you kidding me? Wow. Please tell me he's going to get husbandry. If you have 19 goats and you get, is that worthwhile to get husbandry?
Oh, yeah.
so that they fatten faster? Come on, it is, right?
I think so. I mean, it's going to be a very long amount of time. The fattening rate is actually on the unit, so 0.31 per second. Yeah, you're going to be here for many, many minutes without that. Tons of Axemen already out for Magic, by the way. That will deal with all the Murmillo. And Kimo's really not making anything. Is he just gonna get attacked, shoved off of hunt and whatnot? Even the berries aren't necessarily safe when you're outnumbered this hard.
AKA the pumpkins, right?
Pumpkins, yes.
Please tell me you have that little mod enabled.
Of course
right?
I do.
Okay, good.
It's only for a few weeks. It's gonna be gone, so then I don't have him.
I know. You gotta enjoy the pumpkin pie while you can.
Oh, so pumpkins are tasty, so.
Absolutely. Not tasty for Kimo, however. He just got kicked off with those pumpkins. Bummer, man. You're absolutely right, though. He's like, where's his army? We've got 36 to 10 army population between the boys. He's he got a Cairo Ballista out. He's got a Murmillo that's almost dead. What's happening here? I guess what? He's planning on sitting on his huge amount of goats in the defensive gold mine? Like,
well, this is a fast heroic with minimal units. He wants those Contarius. He wants to break out. He wants to smash this army of magics. Because there's no spearman in it. And he's still pumping axemen. So actually big mistake from Magic not recognizing this for what it is. Those Contarius are gonna kick his ass if he doesn't get spears.
Suppose, yeah. Is he still going for axemen? He's still going for axemen, man. I guess he's expecting those Murmillo numbers, but he really hasn't seen any aside from that one that he almost killed. He is going to see the armory right here, though, now that his army's moving in here. He will see the armory, so let's see if he switches up his army composition after seeing the armory.
Yeah, man, now he should know. But even if there were spears, Kimo could just make a ton of Arcus and then pivot into the Contarius. There's time. Hell, he's getting a bunch of Cairo Ballista to make sure. Wow.
What time are you at? By the way, we're about halfway through Thea. What time are you at? Just quick time check.
8:38.
Okay, perfect. Same here.
Beautiful.
What is also beautiful is Sekhmet coming in. We're also getting leather frame shield for magic. We're getting copper shield. So he's planning on some Arcus or Kairos or something attacking all of his beautiful axemen. He's going to need it because those bad boys have low pierce armor.
Mm-hmm. Third is the word. And we've got the Hesperides tree as well. 3 Dryads coming along with it. It's a lot of free myth units for Theia. And the second charge of Hesperides tree is free as well.
Well, but on top of that, Naka, like, actually, Magic has 5 Wadgets. I guess myth units can be a decent counter to other myth units, but still, if he tries to invest a bunch of priests or gold into priests in order to try and counter a lot of Dryads, he could get himself into some gold problems. Sorry.
Agreed.
Kind of like the previous game, right?
And then there's the matter of the actual Contarius, which counter priests super hard. Immediately using the Citadel is something I love to see. I've cast many games in this tournament already with Ra and Set players going Sekhmet, but they just wouldn't use the Citadel immediately. They would wait like 2-3 minutes. And why? The Citadel now produces units and works on technologies 25% faster. You want to hit that as soon as you can. And Magic finally did it, so he's the first boy to do it. I'm happy.
Okay. I'm going to be happy once he gets Shadoof, man. He's up through Ptah. He doesn't have Shadoof just yet, and he ran out of gold.
All right. Did he just make expensive farms?
Oh, just kidding. He does have Shadoof. Okay, just kidding.
Ah, okay. Whew. That was scary.
Sorry. Didn't Shadoof used to, at least back in the old days, didn't Shadoof used to show up as a villager upgrade?
Might be on the farms. Yes, it's on the farms.
It's on the farms now, but I'm talking about back in the AOT days.
I'm not sure. I think yes.
Yeah, whatever. All right. Having said that, we got slingers coming in. Naka got a raid on the gold mine, and those Contarius, exactly like what you were talking about, man. Aside from their strength in like their actual stats and countering units and everything, but they're also mobile, and Ghost Lake's pretty open, so the mobility's nice.
Magic did up taking this side gold mine, and this is where he's gonna be chilling to protect everything with what he's got. The free Contarius near the main, trying to find something, but I think Kimo he just wants to go for the big fight. He will have Shockwave available. Does he have enough heroes to deal with all those Vadgets though? I'm not so sure about that part. Great Shockwave potential. Oh, that was not that good. He did knock a lot of units though, and the Dryads are under attack by a lot of these surrounding barracks units. Arcus and Cairo Ballista are getting to work.
Even so, it seems like Magic, he pulled in a bunch of villagers to try and survive, and it seems like that's enough. Sure, he lost a bunch of villagers, but still, he's gonna survive here for sure. For sure, right?
I don't know, Maiden. His army has kind of disappeared. Sure, he still has Vegets left, but Kimo's also up 50 civilian population to 34. I think there's a very high chance here that Magic is in fact toast.
Wow.
The gold mine. This is the last gold mine that he can access. The other one, it's too far.
Yeah. That was a great shockwave. I mean, I think it was a good shockwave ultimately, man. Well, it was maybe
enough.
Not a super, it was good enough. Like, the fact that he had shockwave, I guess, is more so what I'm thinking. The fact that he had shockwave probably tipped the balance of that fight into Kimo's favor. No electrum bullets on those slingers, Naka.
Uh-oh.
No slings of the sun. So those things are just normal, plain old slingers.
I tried to click on one and then it died.
He has full copper lines of upgrades, which is decent. And Kimo brought his umbrella, man. He's fighting under the shade of the citadel, the rain, and the Wajib fire. Not a care in the world. Look at the population, 59, military population to 24.
Towers, citadel, army, it doesn't matter to Kimo. He's gonna beat them all. Show Magic who's boss for the first time, maybe ever. If you have been a Kimo fan, if you've been cheering him on throughout the years, this is the first time he actually does it in a tournament environment. What a big moment it is for this player. He's been working for this all his life.
Waiting to bring the magic, and it seems like he might have brought it, man. I can't. Magic is gonna need a serious trick up his sleeve, a rabbit in his hat, and then some. He's gonna need to pull everything out of his hat in order to survive. Actually, dude, he snuck back onto that gold mine.
Sneaky, but it's dangerous. The Cav is coming, and Kimo knows exactly where he lives. Das nicht gut. Ay, ay, ay. Ooh, shifting sands. That's Trixie plays, but where is he going? Back to home? Not to another gold mine. Oh boy. What now? We're getting wood. Well, Kimo's gonna max out his army, and he's gonna come back to the base. That's gonna be brutal.
Indeed. It seems like the gold situation is pretty locked under wraps. Oh, by the way, I just got to shout something out real quick. Kimo's up in the north corner. Kimo found 3 more goats, so that puts his total goat numbers to 22. OP. That's all I have to. That's all I have to say. The scouting of Atlantean is out of this world. Anyway, we had the shifting sands. That was some type of a little magic trick. It was a good idea, actually, to just mine as much as he could out there for a second and then shift back home, not lose any villagers. I think that was a decent idea. I don't think it's enough for him to, stay in this game, however, come back into this game. But it's a good idea.
Well, you think kitchen knives are okay against those spears? They're heavy spears, so maybe not. Kimo?
Where are they? Oh, there they are.
Kimo, you're not gonna lose them all, right? Holy crap. Alright, he's diving Magic's base now. Meanwhile, his villagers are getting ravaged by the spears, but he's got some new units coming out. So all Kimo really needed to do was, get some new units out, pull the villagers out, and go back to the gold mine. It should be fine, but there's no reason for Kimo not to occupy multiple gold mines by this time. He's got sky passages. Those should all be tools that he uses. Anyhow, he's getting stuck by the house like I've complained about earlier about one of my games. But he fixed it. It's fine.
Man, Naka, look at the eco numbers. 47 to 60. That's not too far away. The population numbers, not too far away. The actual military units of Kimo are stronger. But still, I mean, this is game 5 of the semis, man. Both of these guys are competitors. This game ain't over, man. Magic is back onto that gold mine on the top side.
That's one raid. Yeah, that's one raid. Turned it around. But now Kimo's on 2 TCs. He's in Magic's wood line, but the units aren't attacking. What are these Koteris doing there? They're just standing around. Did he put on no attack stance accidentally?
He's just flexing.
Dude!
I could be raiding it right now.
What is this?
Please tell me that's not just a bug, that it's like no attack stance or whatever. Attack move bug. Ooh, possibly.
Oh,
yeah,
man. Wait, is Magic gonna bring this back now? He's not attacking again with the slingers, and he's getting absolutely wrecked and surrounded. The Dryads are not attacking. What is happening in this video game?
Are you kidding? Dude.
This is destiny interfering.
Oh no.
Kimo was never meant to beat Magic, as it turns out. It was not in the script. Sorry for going off that. I apologize.
I mean, look at the military pop now, man. It's basically double for Magic, and he knows where the gold situation is. Look at that gold mine down there.
He's gonna have a TC. It's fine. Like he's just fine now.
Yeah.
No issues.
What a comeback. What a comeback for and he's getting Electrum bullets at the same time, Naka. This is a successful comeback right here. Unbelievable.
Oh wait, if he loses every single spear though, then the dogs will start barking indeed. They're right. It's a problem for Magic, but he didn't lose too many units. Kimo didn't get a nice surround off at all.
That's how big of a hype that shockwave was, man. It excited the bears.
This is actually not a duo cast. I'm just I lost count. There's 2 of them, right?
It's
yeah.
Quadcast, man.
It must have been an accidental no attack stance. I agree with the chat. Ryuk says that the bug corrects itself faster and Kimo must have put on no attack, which is insane to even try. But apparently he's done it.
Yeah. Whoops. Well, okay, Naka, so real quick, we're up at, there's a palace down there in the south. Okay, so that unlocks the mythic age for Kimo. So if there's something that's going to give him this game again, it could be an implode. Imagine all those, there's so many spears getting imploded.
Can't get
but in the
meantime,
exactly, the Arcus are shredding, but the Electrum bullet slingers are hitting them at the same time.
Magic's microing is very nicely. He's making sure that the slings are attacking them, but the Contarius, meanwhile, wreaking havoc. The Dryads doing so much tanking, and overall, Kimo's not having a bad fight here.
Not bad at all. It's an expensive army, though, man. It's an expensive army for both players, sure. So many units for Magic. The reinforcements for Kimo probably going to give him this fight. Yeah, and Magic does have to retreat ultimately. But again, the game ain't over. We got a Mig... Just kidding. We had a Migdal maybe going up. But anyways, double town center for Magic. Migdal up on the right-hand side. He's got gold options. He's got farms. He's A-okay. Again, Implode could probably give this game to Kimo, but he just lost a lot of units. And his eco's not quite there. His resources, rather, not quite there for Mythic for Implode. Oh, wait, he's a Ranos. There is no Implode.
There is no Implode. He could be going for...
Why didn't you say something earlier?
I did. Anyway, we've got the potential for either Vortex or for Tartarian Gate. The Tartarian Gate could get rid of the Migdal. A Vortex could catch the villagers out of position while Magic's attacking. It could be brutal, but I think right now Kimo's army is looking fantastic. He's getting a great shockwave on this, and with all these Dryads in play, with Magic not having any gold, this might be Kimo's moment once again to clear out the army and start looking after gold miners. He's getting a palace up in Magic's face. The gold miners will be blasted by that, but there are 2 gold mines for now. It's not all over. The spearmen are also looking for a counter raid. It's pretty good stuff.
Wow, that has a ton of spears, dude. He could maybe pick off that palace if Kimo's not careful. Wow. I think ultimately, Naka, that palace on that right-hand side, that's going to cause... Sure, there's another backup gold mine up there, but still, that's going to cause some big-time problems. We got another Migdal coming up. Sure, that's nice. Camels could be decent, actually, against Contarius? Maybe?
They would be okay if there weren't so many Dryads and Arcus. It's a little spooky like this. What they can do, though, is dodge the arrows. Look at Magic. He's getting them to do overtime. They're dodging all the arrows. Where is Kimo's ballistics, man? It's not in.
Yeah.
These fast units are absolutely hard countering them. This is what I like to see. Beautiful work.
Excellent micro. Beautiful micro there by Magic. You're absolutely right. The Migdal stays up, actually, Naka. Migdal stays up. The army is grouped together. Both of their armies are grouped together. Yo.
Wait, Kimo just pulls half the army to attack the villagers as well as the Migdal. He's trying to take on the remainder with only Arcus pretty much. That's not gonna work. There's too many slingers for that, but can he actually down the Migdal? It's almost toast. The villagers are eating it as well. And Kimo has a 25 civilian population advantage. The Migdal's dead.
Migdal's dead, but there's a backup Migdal, and there's a backup army coming in to help defend as well, man.
Still liking Kimo's position. He's got a massive queue of units behind this. And he's securing further gold mines as he continues. Might be thinking about the town center as well. But he's not hugely advantaged, right? That's a good number of priests.
Yeah, but they're right on the front line. They're going to get pricked off pretty quickly.
Good micro from Kimo regarding that. And also we have a ton of Prometheans as well, just soaking up the spearman attacks. They have 60% hack armor, so don't let them fool you. These are super tanky units, the offspring less so. But Magic has some pretty good micro, picking them off with his remaining priests.
Destroyers up on that Migdal as well, Naka. So that Migdal's just actually... We could see a gold star. Finally, we could see an actual gold star here, finally. The fight in the middle is still going on, but the second Migdal is down. And also, okay, fine, there's 2,000 gold left in that gold mine on the backside, but after that, that's the last option for Magic right now. So he is on a timer that is going to end a lot sooner than he's going to want it to.
And all Kimo needs to do is rally some reinforcements to these villagers that are trying to pull out the kitchen knives on the Atlantean ones. Now, with the palace's support, I'm pretty sure Kimo's villagers win this, even if he's losing a bunch. It's okay, he can just remake them back home. Or does he even need to? Maybe he just makes an even bigger army.
Yeah. Yeah, man. He's got 96 citizens. Yeah, just make it that much of a bigger army. Finish off the game.
Oh god, the destroyers are now sieging the last remaining towns, and a bunch of villagers are around to try to help with the kitchen knives. I guess Magic's not looking at the moment. Attack move was added to villagers, by the way, so that's a thing. Kimo's at the moment knifing down the remaining villagers that tried to sneak for the gold mine. Well, it's not gonna happen. That's Kimo's, and Magic's in the gutter right now, ladies and gentlemen. 16's military population is not gonna cut it, and Kimo defeats Magic for the first time in a tournament environment ever.
Wow. Dude, what a game, what a series in that Blue Lagoon game. So back and forth. Similar story here. Magic is on the ropes. 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 He's coming back, but no. Kimo. It seems like Kimo's economy. He had the better eco numbers, at least all throughout that game, and Magic was hanging on. But ultimately, I think he was never on par economically. The rain maybe helped him with the farms and the total resources, but I think ultimately Kimo was able to spam more.
Look at this god power chart. Oh my god, so many god powers used by Kimo. Well, to be fair, most of it was Valor, but still. You just don't get as many rain casts with Magic. It really helped him when he did use them, but it was just not enough by itself. I'm a little bit surprised he actually didn't start up a trade with all that food that he could produce with that. Might have helped somewhat. But alas, it wasn't meant to be.
Well, but also remember that relic up in that top corner, the Osberg wagon. So I mean, you mentioned that relic not really being all that important in this game. However, that could have been nice. You rain a couple of times, get a
bit
little
of a
bit of
lifesaver with the 25% food discount on top of the rain effect. Yeah, it adds up. That's a really good point.
When you're on the ropes, you take anything you can get, right?
We want to thank our MetaPlace website subscribers. Your contribution helps us keep the project sustainable. As we reach higher subscription goals, you are helping us cover more and more behind-the-scenes costs, such as video editing. Check out our subscription page using the link in the description, and remember to collect your perks. We will see you the next time.